Hello and welcome to the show. How you doing today? We welcome you. We are delighted. We are thankful. We are very grateful to have you with Mable, your princess of poetry and praise. And
I am Brother Paul.
yes, we are delighted that you're with us. You're part of Conversations with Mable. Conversations with Mable brought to you by Amen Communications Incorporated. This is our nonprofit where we are able to do fundraisers and sell books and try to get extra funding to help students who are matriculating in schools and colleges and special programs to get those certificates, that piece of paper, so they can get out into the world and become independent taxpayers, folks that can take care of themselves and not on their mamas and grandmamas and granddaddies and daddies dollar and dime. And there are so many young people who have exciting new careers that they're looking at in areas that we never thought about. Right, Brother Paul?
Very much so. And as they point to other parents or grown-ups out there who may have children and you're trying to get them motivated to go out and get a piece of paper or a degree or find a job, more or less. So we know how it is. I mean, unfortunately, this generation is a little bit different. So there's sometimes they need motivation. So as parents and guardians, we have to sometimes be creative in getting them to get up out the sofa, get out the door, and go punch the clock, so to speak. But there are many avenues out there, many job titles, many job opportunities. And we are so blessed to be in the triad because there are so many companies. When I say many companies that are moving to this area and they're looking for skilled, qualified employees. The operative word there is skilled and qualified. You can't just walk in the door and say, give me a job. You got to bring something to the table. And so therefore, what we're trying to do, what my wife's trying to do is provide a little bit of incentive or a little bit of money to help those students who are looking to go and better themselves, go to trade school, maybe go to beauty school, go to auto mechanic school, go to drafting school, any of those occupations out there that requires a little bit more education and to help in that aspect.
And it's out there. All you have to do is want to just get out there and study and show thyself approved. And that's in the Bible. Just show thyself approved and learn a skill and learn how to work along with someone else who is an expert, an apprenticeship. That's an excellent way, isn't it, Brother Paul?
Very much so. A lot of jobs, because there's such a void in employees, they are willing to do OJT, on the job training. A lot of them are willing to bring you in and teach you step by step along someone who's already skilled in that job and help you to get that skill. So like I said, the opportunities out there, I would say right now, there's not really any excuse for not finding a job unless you just don't want one and you're not willing to put in a little bit of effort to get one.
And a little bit of work. Bit of work.
And to keep the job once you get it.
Yes. And how do we keep a job once we get it, Brother Paul? Number one, we get up, right?
We get up, we wash our face, take a bath, don't go in there and put on some clothes that are appropriate for the job.
Yes.
If you're going as a secretary or a receptionist, you don't go in there wearing hot pants and go-go boots.
Looking like you're going to the club.
Right. You dress professionally. And what you do, you look around the office area or the job area and see what everyone else is wearing. You go to fit in. You don't want to be sticking out. So that's one point that I would say. You must do that.
And you show up.
On time.
On time. Well, really, ahead of time.
Really. I mean...
so if you're supposed to be there at 8, what time do you need to be on the parking lot?
I would say, I'm such a stickler, I would say 7:45, but maybe as much as 7:30, because my thing is you never know what might happen. I see so many people who come through the door running, trying to get there on time. And when they could have easily gotten up 15, 20 minutes earlier and walked through the door without rushing and dashing and, and been on time. And plus, things happen. You have a flat tire. You make a wrong turn. You get stuck in traffic.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of employers don't want to hear that as an excuse. I got stuck in traffic, and they're gonna be thinking, "Well, why didn't you leave earlier? I mean, why you leave so close to the start time? If you left a little earlier, you'd have got there on time." So those kind of things are not valid excuses for some employers, for sure.
And we need to be there every day.
Oh.
You just don't take days off. And I know everybody wants to go to the beach and everybody wants to go to the mountains and you need a little chill time. But as one young person told me, "Oh, Miss Scott, Fridays and Mondays, those are days, Fridays and Mondays." I'm going, "Fridays and Mondays? I never heard that before."
Oh, what I never heard before was, it's my birthday. So, some people say, "I don't work on my birthday." It's like that's some kind of special holiday. Bless you. I wish you well. Some employers don't play that. And when you get a habit, a set of pattern, guess what? They'll snatch you over and out of there because they don't play that. No, you don't work on Fridays, and you do that long enough, and you won't be working on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Okay, you can make the whole week.
So are you saying when we go on a new job, we need to learn the culture of how the people dress and the mannerisms and the respect and understand what your bosses need you to do on that specific job?
Mimic the positive parts of culture. Unfortunately, most every job has a Johnny or a Susie who are out in left field. You don't want to mimic them because if history repeats itself, they won't be there long. And if you follow them, you won't be there long. So you want to mimic and you want to follow and pattern yourself out for those employees who seem to be getting ahead, who seem to be doing their job on their own time, don't cause a lot of problems. As a manager, one thing I always like to have as in an employee is an employee that I can give instructions to, don't have to follow up with them, don't have to stay on their back, don't have to guide them, don't have to lead them. They are self-directed. And I can give them instructions and they understand what I want and they give it back to me and then they go do what they need to do. And when they finish it, they come back and report to me. I don't have to go out there and check on them every 5 minutes because they don't went off to the bathroom or they went hid behind a post or whatever. No, they won't cut it. They won't cut it.
So what we're talking about really is being responsible and being accountable and not giving your bosses any headaches and heartaches, but making their job and your job
easier. Most definitely.
And what about learning how to do other tasks?
Well, that's another point. Once you've been on the job for a while, I don't get so comfortable in doing just that job. Be inquisitive. If somebody's doing another job around you, near you, watch them, learn from them, because you never know. You might be asked to do that job. They might be out one day, and you're the only one there, and your boss might ask you, "Can you do this job?" Or anybody here can do this job, and you're the only one in the group that says, "Yes, I can do it." Guess what? That gives you brownie points. And trust me, in the work environment, sometimes you want brownie points. And some people call it something else, but whatever, you need brownie points. Yeah.
So the world of work is something that we need to understand is just what we do. The Bible talks about you have to work. If you want to eat, you have to work.
I know, and let me tell you, some people might think, but that is definitely scriptural.
It is.
It is scriptural.
And the beautiful thing is, look at Jesus. And I mean, he was so talented and gifted, and this is God's son, But Jesus learned and patterned himself after his earthly father, who was Joseph. Jesus was a carpenter.
Yep.
Now that's a skill. We need more carpenters, don't we?
We need a lot of things. Carpenters being one of them. HVAC techs. If you've been in the news lately, you hear about all these air conditioning units going down, and all these people having to work on these units, and you hear where they spent 17 million dollars in one school district to work on these HVAC. 17 million. Well,
And trying to clean up mold and all of that. And, so painters, carpenters, construction workers,
pipe fitters,
pipe fitters.
welders, and the list goes on and on and on.
You're talking about making some really good money too.
Yep.
Yes, yes, yes.
If you can do, if you got a skill, like for instance, if you can fix appliances, if you can come in and fix a washer and dryer, you can fix a refrigerator. All those are skills, and some of those take skills to go to a class, learn a few things, and boom, you got a marketable skill that, as I can tell, probably will never go away, because right now they make things to last a certain period of time, so they're gonna break down. So you will always have a job.
And with heating and air, they couldn't believe when we had challenges a year or so ago, they couldn't believe that for over 30 years, our air conditioning unit was working. They were like, oh no, they break in 15 or 20. And I'm going, so y'all make these things to break? Oh, what is it? Is that something the Lord touched our house and touched our air conditioning unit?
I know they were amazed.
They were. I thank God.
Matter
Thank
of fact,
you, Jesus.
I was hoping it's gonna last another,
30
gonna
years.
take me on in, but it didn't take me on in. So we trust this next one will.
Yeah.
But when we got it, considering what the man was saying, that we were blessed to have the one that we had that lasted 30 plus years, which tells me the one we just bought, we should not expect it to last 30 plus years.
And that we will be calling on somebody who has those skills to come on over and help Abel, Mabel, and Brother Paul, because it's hot over here.
Yeah.
It's getting hot in here. Yes.
And with those kinds of skills, you can also do you can do a little part-time hustle. When you get off your regular job, guess what? Mom and them, dad and them, sister and them, cousin and them, they need somebody to fix their stuff. And guess what? You got a part-time hustle making extra cash, doing something that you know how to do.
Yes, yes. So you can find out more about what we're doing with Amen Communications Inc. if you simply go to our website after the show. You can go to the website at www.ablemable1.com. ablemable1.com. www.ablemable1.com, and you can find out more about what we're doing and the various schools and colleges that we have helped young people as they matriculate and get ready for the big world of work. Don't you just love the world of work?
Oh yeah, I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Yes, yes. Keeps America going and keeps all of you going. And with the world of work, we also have to think about the time to rest. And in the last show, we mentioned about how important it is for us to maintain balance in our life. And that's something that we also want to mention. Get the education and get the skills in order to do a productive job so you can take care of yourself and take care of your family. But at the same time, enjoy your job, enjoy your skills, enjoy the career, and love what you're doing Monday through Friday or however many days you work during the week. But also know that you need to take some time to rest and relax. And that's something I guess we just have so many workaholics, type A people, and I think we're kind of type A people because we were always on the go, and we had to work at learning how to rest. We have to work at learning how to rest. And as I was looking through the Bible, there were just so many scriptures about rest. Let me just share a couple with you. In Exodus, and he said, my presence shall go with thee, and I will give thee rest.
Well, that's the word, rest. And some of us don't know how to rest, don't know how to rest, and what we call workaholics. But you need to learn how to take care of your body mentally and physically.
Yes, yes. Return unto thy rest, O my soul, for the Lord hath dealt bountifully with thee. That's in Psalms. To whom he said, this is in Isaiah, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest, and this is the refreshing. This is the refreshing. And I love this one. All of you have heard this over and over again in Matthew. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. So what is he saying there, Brother Paul?
Hey, find rest and take rest. You gotta make it. You gotta be active. You gotta actively seek out and do rest.
And when you look to Jesus and look to God as the author and finisher of your life and the author and finisher of your faith, then you know if you have extra burdens or extra problems or challenges that are weighing you down and that are on your shoulders, we can only do so much. We are not like those superheroes that we see on TV or those cartoon characters that we grew up with. The other night at church, our pastor, Dr. Herman Platt, was talking about Mighty Mouse. And I guess some of you all over 40 or 50 probably remember Mighty Mouse. Here I come to save the day. That means that Mighty Mouse is on the way. Well, look. We are not like Mighty Mouse. We are not like Superman. We are not like Wonder Woman or Spider-Man and Batman and Robin and Hercules. We can only take so much and put on our shoulders because our arms and our hands are just too short. We just can't do it all, can we, Brother Paul?
Not at all. And that saying goes, your arms are too short.
Yes, yes, yes. So what we have to do is do what we can and do what we know God has given us to do, but also understand and be smart enough to say, God, I've done all I can. Hey, anything else that needs to be done, I'm giving it to you. And when we're in his will, we're doing the safe thing anyway, right?
Right. It's a saying goes, the safest place
In the whole wide world is in the will of God.
Yeah, so that's a key. You have to have a balanced life, and then you need to find some way to relax, something that you enjoy that will calm your mind, calm those thoughts, give you a sense of peace. Like just maybe sometimes just put your feet in some hot water and hold your and kick your head back and let your mind just float away. That's resting. That's resting.
I enjoy going to the beach. Right, Brother Paul?
Yeah, she loves going to the beach.
I love the
Love going to the beach.
ocean.
Yeah.
I love the water. I enjoy swimming, but I enjoy just laying out in the water and just, doing nothing, just laying out and floating. And some people were asking me last time when we were out down in the Virgin Islands, and they said, you're just laying out there. I said, but as girls, we as women, we have buoyancy in our body, and we can but you have to relax. And that's what I was telling some people that were out in the water with me. They were so, you could tell they were still a little tense, and they said, but I can't do that. I can float like this. I said, if I can do it, I know y'all can do it. But you just lay back in the water and put your head back and put your arms out, and you can kick a little bit if you want to, but if you don't feel like kicking, you just lay back in the water and relax, and you will just float. And you feel like you're just, wow, I'm floating just like a little feather.
What I like to do is something very similar, but except on dry land. Give me a beach chair with a umbrella and maybe a nice cold iced tea, and I can kick back, lay back, and relax. Let the breeze blow slowly over the body, and I can relax. Yeah.
And we saw that when we took our youngest grandson to the North Carolina Aquatics, what was it, aquarium. Yeah, and we went to Uri Beach. And Brother Paul was just as happy sitting up there in the sand, just checking. I mean, we were running all around, jumping out in the ocean and everything. Brother Paul just sitting there, just chilling.
And you see what? When they got out, they had to worry about getting the sand off, trying to fit the shoes. I didn't have none of that problem.
Trying to clean up.
Right. No sand in my toes, no sand in my shoes. But hey, I enjoyed myself. I was sitting on that bench. Matter of fact, I thought a lot, time to lay down, but I thought I don't want to be too country. But
don't worry, baby. Don't worry. We're going to find us a nice spot. Yeah, on the Atlantic Ocean. Yes, we are.
But it was beautiful just to see God's creation.
It is.
And how magnificent it is. And then to think about all of that water and how it's contained, that it doesn't all come up on land. It's really a miracle.
It is. And you have to say, only God could do this. Only God. All this stuff about Big Bang Theory and I originated from a monkey and all that kind of stuff. God created the heaven and earth. Is that not what this good book says? Yes, God created.
That's what it says in Genesis.
In Genesis. And here's something else that supports what we've been talking about today. And I guess there are two realms of thought. And let me read this to you. This is in Genesis, the 2nd chapter. It was in our Sunday school lesson in the past Sunday. Genesis 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day, God ended his work, which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work, which he had made. And God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. So he made this beautiful, beautiful world and earth and everything, and the seas and the water and the mountains and the land and the animals. And he rested. Wow. He rested. And there are two strains of thought where one person said, well, he rested. I mean, he had been, think of all the things that God had done those 6 days. Now, was he resting? Or was God saying, this is a mandate that I want my people to follow in the future? This is something that will help them to live longer and help them to maintain the beautiful bodies that I have given them. What do you think, Brother Paul?
That's a touchy subject. Some people say God doesn't get tired, so therefore he couldn't have been resting. But the word says he rested.
He rested on the 7th day from all his work, which he had made. So now look, this goes back to what we said earlier. Jesus worked, he was a carpenter, and then think about all the preaching and teaching and healing and ministering he did. Jesus rested, Jesus slept.
Hey, he was on that boat.
Yes, when the storm came and everybody else was all scared and running and jumping.
And the word said he was snoozing.
He was snoozing. He sure was.
And so he wasn't snoozing just to be snoozing. I guess he was tired. He didn't fit all these folks and done all his work.
I know it.
And then, hey, he was resting.
He was resting. So here we see, and God, he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he hath made. And God blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made. So what does that mean we need to do on the 7th day?
Rest. Back in the old days, when I was growing up, and it may sound like ancient history, but
A few years back, a couple of decades or so.
but you couldn't go shopping. You couldn't, if you didn't have your Sunday dinner already mapped out and purchased, shame on you, because you couldn't go to the store and buy anything.
The restaurants weren't open when I was a little girl.
It was closed. It was closed.
And the food, when you came back from church, was already prepared. All they had to do was just, turn the stove on a little bit, warm it up.
Right.
Put the cornbread in there and let it brown.
Right.
And we were good to go. Hey, fried chicken, potato salad, collard greens, string beans, slaw, what?
English peas,
Yes.
butter beans,
Yes.
lima beans,
Come on. All
that.
kind of beans and peas.
cabbage.
Yes, yes, yes. And we didn't have a lot of cakes. We usually had angel food cake and Jello and different kinds of fruits.
Yeah, we kind of did. My mother used to make this special pie that was just banging.
What was it?
Hey,
Oh, it was
it
good.
was good, and I have never been able to find a recipe. And
We're gonna have to talk to your cousin Deborah when we go
Yeah.
back to
I
Nashville
don't
and
know.
find
I
out
don't,
what.
know- I don't know if she knows either, but
Yeah.
it was on. They say it was on fire.
Yes, but what we're saying is, back in the day when we were growing up, there was a sanctity for Sunday. There was a sanctity for the Sabbath day where people only, you went to church, you stayed at church, you went back to church, you had all these things going on at church. And that was it. The whole day was meant to serve and to worship God and to rest.
Yep, and I remember those days. Like people complain now about your service is too long. Hey, they didn't know what it was like back in the day.
When you went to Sunday school,
And then you move on over to morning
morning
worship.
worship,
Then you went to morning worship. Then
you got a little snack from somewhere.
right. Sometimes they would have dinner at church.
Yeah, dinner downstairs or in the
Right.
backyard or in the. And then there would be a service in the afternoon.
Right.
And then some type of training union, Baptist training union.
If you were blessed, you might have got home before the street lights came on.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah, but then there was a service at night. There was always something to do.
Yep. Sure enough. Sure enough.
Yeah,
I remember.
but it was rest, baby, from our regular work.
Yep. So you wasn't hitting the plow, you wasn't whipping the mule, but I guess it was a sense of relaxation compared to what you would be doing
Yes.
the next day.
You had a chance to worship God in His holiness and say, "Thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me." So this is Abel Mable, your princess of poetry and praise.
And this is Brother Paul, and we're saying to you today, go get some rest. On the weekend, don't jam it so full of activities that you don't get a chance to let your body decompress. That's what a lot of us right now, we are so compressed, we're so tense that we don't rest. And then sometimes when people do rest, or what they call rest, they're out there doing stuff that's not really rest, because they're running from here, they're running from there, they're going here, going there, and they think they're resting, but they're really not. So really take a moment to think about, what can I do this weekend to truly let my mind rest and my body rest, so I will be rejuvenated and able to go on next week.
Reboot.